guys, welcome to Tub Talk. I am really excited about starting the show. It was widely requested, just wanting to know a lot of things about my personal life and different topics. And on this show, nothing is off the table. I'm gonna be having some guests, but this episode is exclusively me, just to kind of get the ball rolling and started, and so you guys could get to know me better. This is gonna be exclusively on my subpage, and I'm really excited to get it started. So if you're new here, I am Abby. I come from a town in Louisiana. I moved to Los Angeles whenever I was 21, and now I'm 24. I was a cosmetologist, so I worked with weddings and, being a part of people's special day and making them feel beautiful, proms. I did hair, cut, color, highlights, and that is the career that I left whenever the universe, life led me here to LA. I never thought that I would be in the entertainment industry or an influencer, but it just kind of happened. This episode is kind of just like a getting to know me on a deeper level and kind of going over my lifestyle, what I think about certain topics. Some things that I like to do on a regular basis is I'm trying to implement working out more. I just don't really like it. I feel like it's a lifestyle kind of that you choose. And I just am not really a fan. I'm trying to get into it now that I'm in like my mid-20s. I feel like it's important just for your overall health. But something that I do on a daily basis is cook. I cook a lot. I love making things like taco bowls, lentil soup, anything with chicken really. I just am a fan of. So what inspired me to start cooking more was definitely my dad. Growing up, he always loved to cook, and him and I are very close. He's like my best friend. We talk all the time, every day, and I definitely get that from him. The last time I was in Louisiana, actually, him and I had a Chopped competition where we did like a cooking competition exactly how you do it on Chopped. It was like heated, there's 3 rounds. It was super fun. So I definitely implement that into my daily life. I used to drink coffee more, but I would say now I drink more matcha because I just feel like it's healthy for you. You guys may have seen me talk about it on my Instagram story, but I've never really gotten into it. I found out I was allergic to gluten, so that's inconvenient, but I've cut all gluten out for probably the past almost year now. I would say maybe the past 8 months. So that was a really big change, but now I'm kind of just like over it. I try to stay away from dairy. If I do have cheese, I like to keep it organic, and I find that it doesn't affect me as much. But I really do like a lot of whole foods. I really like healthy foods, thankfully. And I try to stay away from sugar too, like refined sugar, because it's just not good for you. Like high fructose corn syrup is just really bad. Another thing you might have seen me talk about on my social media was my brain scan episode with Dr. Amen. He is a brain doctor, and I found him on TikTok. I just feel like it's really fascinating because if you think about it, if you're going to the doctor for, a broken bone or some sort of ailment, issue that you might be having, they scan you or they look at that organ that they're treating. But with mental health or just anything having to do with the brain, it's kind of funny how like they don't look at it normally. So I really connected to his work because I felt like it made a lot of sense that let's look at the organ that we're asking questions about and treating. So I went into it. I had a lot of growing up, I had a pretty rough time, which a lot of people do. A lot of kids from kind of, broken homes or broken families, whatever you want to call it, have different experiences. And my parents were very young. They had me at 18. My mom got pregnant at 17. There was just a lot of turmoil between the two sides. I went through a lot at a really young age. I would say my rock bottom was at like 13. It was really a rough time. And now knowing more about the brain, your brain is still developing for those years. It's really important. And I spent a lot of those years, I lived with my mom and my stepdad. I spent a lot of those years in a lot of fear. It was very fear-based. So when your brain's developing, it really affects the development of your brain. So it's kind of like I was completely fine. And then when I turned about 22, everything kind of started to like come up. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm used to just being fine. And now I feel like I'm not fine. So it was really cool to just begin that journey of healing and admitting to myself that like, it's okay to not feel okay right now. as cliche as that sounds. And I don't know, I've just been on the journey of like diving deeper into that, what's caused that, and looking at my brain. We realized that I have ADHD, so that makes a lot of sense. Or ADD, I forgot which one it is, to be honest with you. And then I have a lot of anxiety. I feel like maybe this lifestyle might have also induced that. I'm not really sure, or if it would have came with or without this lifestyle, I honestly don't know. I've been struggling with a lot of anxiety, so that's really what the episode was about. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. It is on YouTube. But yeah, I think mental health and brain health in general has a lot to do with what you eat and what you put in your body. And that's something that I've really learned over the past few years, and really just paid attention more to what I'm eating and my lifestyle habits. Some of the things that, or one of the things that you guys have asked me is kind of like, am I religious or more spiritual? I would say more spiritual. I was raised Catholic, but I was never confirmed. And I wouldn't say that my family's like strict Catholic. You know, I find beauty in really any religion that I feel like helps you have that connection. I think it's valid. I don't think that there's any specific one that's like right or wrong. And I also think that sometimes religion can divide people, you know, because people can think like, oh, if you're not this one, then you're wrong. And oh, because I go to church, like I can judge you. I don't vibe with that either. Me personally, I don't go to church. I have my own personal relationship with God, my own spiritual relationship. Yeah, definitely as I get older, the more spiritual I get, the more connected I feel. It's definitely a relationship that you have to pay attention to and work for. Every night before I go to sleep, I do say my prayers. I think that's really important. It's almost like I can't go to sleep without saying it, or it will bother me. I do meditate, probably not as much as I should. I want to challenge myself to do it on a more regular basis, because also with the brain scan episode, you could see the anxiety in my brain. They did like a big study and scanned people's brains before and after. Meditation helps tremendously with creating more blue and less red, because that means those parts of your brain are overactive. The back part of your brain, your cerebellum, is supposed to be very active, but the more top kind of parts right here it's supposed to be smaller. So yeah, meditating helps calm those down. As far as manifesting, I feel like, I don't know, I was kind of just born a manifester. I think, you know, before I came here, I didn't even know really what that was, or maybe it was just something that was within me. But yeah, it's really important to, you know, I really learned as I get older, and I'm still learning, that the energy that you put out comes back to you. And I think that that's something that I learned in my childhood, and I really believe firmly that the reason I'm so blessed today is because of the hell I went through growing up. And I chose to have it make me into a good person, because I knew what it felt like for people to not care about how I felt. So the way that I lived my life was, I'm going to be the opposite of that, and I'm going to always care about the people around me. And I think it just kind of, I don't know, it really made me into the person that I am today. Yeah, so I always put out that positive energy. I didn't feel sorry for myself or overly focus on it, and I truly believe that that's why I am where I am today. As far as astrology, I'm not an astrology person, but I'm also not an astrology person. Doesn't really make a lot of sense, but I feel like there's some truth to it, but I'm not extremely passionate about it. I am a Cancer. I don't know my rising and setting. I completely forgot. I think one of them is Aquarius. I'm not sure, but my main sign is Cancer. I would say that I am very much Cancer-like. I'm like sensitive, intuitive, nurturing. I can be emotional about certain things. Like I really put my heart into a lot of things. So I mean, I think some of it is definitely accurate. A big topic is also music. I think music is a really, really big part of my life and who I am. I really like so many different types of music. Whenever I was younger, I really fell in love. I have like certain albums that I call like the life changer albums, and one of those for me is definitely Pink Floyd The Wall. And when I was like 12 and 13, I just listened to it on repeat over and over. And I don't know, something about the music just helped me cope or gave me this feeling that I can't really describe. You know, music lovers obviously know what I mean. So I really, really love like older music. I love Pink Floyd. One of my favorite songs is Hotel California. I enjoy making music a lot too. I just kind of do that for fun. I don't think I'll ever really come out with anything, but I really enjoy making music. It's really, really fun for me. I've like remade some Nirvana songs for my dad. My dad like loves Nirvana. There's this one song called Lake of Fire. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but I remember when I was younger, my dad would like send me home with these CDs. He would like burn me a disc and like send me home with it. And The Lake of Fire was on one of those discs. And I remember being young and listening to it and being like, this song's super weird, but my dad thinks it's cool, so it's cool. And I just kind of grew up actually following in his footsteps and really liking that type of music. I guess I kind of, where that music clicked for him, it did click for me as I got older. And so remaking some of those songs and remaking Lake of Fire was super, super fun for me. And it was really, really special for my dad. Yeah, if there's anything that I went over in this episode too that you guys want to know more about, or I should do just a direct episode about this topic, definitely shoot me a message or ask me any questions that you guys might have. I am really, really excited about this series. Like I said, there's nothing that's off the table, and I'm really excited about having guests and just getting into deeper conversations and you guys knowing more about me. Yeah, just talking on a more intimate level and showing a side of me that I have never shown on social media. I'm really excited about this exclusive channel. Love you guys. I will see you next time on the next Tub Talk.